Since the COVID-19 pandemic, health disparities of marginalized communities have become readily apparent and exacerbated. There has been a parallel rise in anti-Asian hate crimes. Anti-Asian discrimination in the United States is not new. The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 was the first major law barring a specific ethnic group from immigrating to the United States. The Yellow Peril depicted Asians as dirty and diseased. This stemmed from the fear that Asians were a threat to Western civilization. Asian Americans have also been subject to the perpetual foreigner stereotype that they are an other and must constantly prove their belonging in America. The model minority myth is the perception that Asian Americans are universally high-achieving, rule-following, and well-adjusted. The false narrative of Asian American success perpetuates discrimination against other marginalized groups. While Asians are portrayed as compliant to authority, Black and Latino communities are deemed as, quote, problematic, unquote, and characterized as a threat to white supremacy. The pandemic shows how the model minority once again becomes Yellow Peril as Asian Americans become a scapegoat for COVID-19. This is a deep-seated bias reflective of structural racism. Research shows that racial discrimination is linked to greater levels of anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation in Asian communities. Structural racism has biological and psychological consequences, inducing chronic stress. Chronic stress can alter our brain and body in harmful ways. The biology of stress starts with a series of hormone glands in the brain and kidneys. Together, these glands are known as the hypothalamus-pituitary-adrenal axis. When your body feels stress, the HPA axis releases a hormone called cortisol, which primes the body for fight or flight. Too much cortisol results in the loss of connections between brain cells. This makes it harder to learn and remember. Research shows that ethnic minorities have increased activity in brain regions responsible for processing social stress when faced with discrimination. Chronic stress can also have an impact at a genetic level. Telomeres are regions of DNA that protect our chromosomes. Telomeres are shortened in minority populations enduring acculturative stress and racism. Shorter telomeres are associated with chronic disease, earlier aging, and increased mortality. A child's early life experiences are important building blocks for brain development. Genes are like a blueprint that provide a foundation for how the brain develops. The environment shapes which brain connections get used. Connections that are used more will strengthen over time. Safe and nurturing relationships in early life lead to healthy brain development. Adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, are stressors that can lead to lifelong behavioral issues. ACEs disrupt brain centers responsible for attention, reasoning, and impulse control. This can lead to difficulty with emotional regulation, learning difficulties, and other physical or mental health issues. Research suggests that all the factors that contribute to an individual's chronic stress can have an intergenerational impact by biological and psychosocial mechanisms. Luckily, there are many protective factors for psychological well-being for those experiencing racial discrimination. This includes awareness and pride for one's cultural and racial identity. Collective celebration of culture can also result in communal healing. At a societal level, Asian American grassroots organizations have done tremendous work in strengthening our communities. This includes support for AAPI small businesses, promoting safety for the elderly, and research centers addressing anti-Asian hate crimes. There is power in communal organizing and collective activism. The resilience of the Asian American community continues to shine as we support one another.